Hey guys, it's Kai. I'm just doing a quick update here, less on transition and more to do with something I want to talk about, which is gender identity as a big, broad umbrella of things. I wrote something on DeviantArt about it. I've been thinking about writing about this for a long time, and I just wanted to transcribe it onto YouTube. But first, to start off, I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago and asked her if I could up my dose to 80 milligrams. She happily said yes, and so I'm now on 80 milligrams per week. Things are going really well. I can no longer really use my credit card anywhere. I've had two instances in the past week or so where I've used my credit card, which of course has my birth name on it, and I've been questioned and pressed for ID, and I've given them my ID, and they're just like, this isn't you. It looks like it could be your sister, but it's not you. And so I've had to give them more ID. And then, supervisors were called over. And altogether, it was very flattering in that I could pass to the point where they sort of like not believe that I could possibly be a girl. But it was also really annoying, so I really got to get my name changed soon. So hopefully I can get the money to send that all in soon. And as for changes, it's hard for me to notice them nowadays, actually. But 80 milligrams as a dose feels really good. I also sent in my boss wrote me a letter for surgery that, verified that I've been working at my workplace for a year as male and, referred to me as, Kai and as male. And all that fun stuff. And she did it the day of when I asked her. Like, I asked her, and she went to the computer, and she wrote it up, and she gave it to me, and signed it off and everything. And so I sent it into my doctor. So I'm hoping, not hoping. I don't know what hoping means. But I'm hoping to get that underway pretty soon and get on that really long waiting list in BC. But that would be really fantastic, because chest surgery is something I'm really want to get moving on. Same with name change. I want to get all these things done and over with. So with that update, not so much an update, well, kind of. Anyway, with that out of the way, I'm just gonna move around a bit. Okay, and now I just wanted to talk about gender identification, or just gender in general. I recently had a question asked what I thought of butch girls or masculine females, and that sort of led to this huge sort of tangent I went off on about how you don't really, like, butch just has this terrible negativity to it nowadays, and it seems like a lot of girls who prefer to dress as boys or, do masculine, like traditionally masculine things are automatically sort of, like, either are forced to by other people to think they are trans or think they are trans or think they'd be better off being boys or that they can't be girls and have these do these boyish things or dress these boyish ways. And I'm using the term boyish pretty generally here because they're not like, to dress in male clothing or male, traditionally male clothing. um you know it doesn't make you a boy. It's just it's preferred way to dress. Like, clothing's pretty arbitrary as far as a lot of things go. You should be able to express yourself exactly how you want to express yourself, and it shouldn't be confined to, being one gender or the other, or if you are a boy and you like to put on makeup, that doesn't automatically mean that you should transition or you should be a girl, that you'd be better off being a girl. Because say you don't want to be a girl, or, like, that just isn't you. Like, transitioning, I always say that it's kind of like an extreme. It's sort of a last result when it comes to gender identification, because it shouldn't be your first choice. Your first course of action when it comes to questioning your gender shouldn't be, it shouldn't be jumping to that conclusion that I should totally change my gender. I should totally take these hormones and these medical steps to change myself. My point is, don't try to assign yourself a box. It's really not worth it to put a label on yourself or to try to seek out a label to fit yourself into. Just be exactly who you are. If we all let each other be exactly who we are, I don't think there'd be many problems in the world, to be quite honest, unless you're hurting someone else. If you're hurting someone else, there's an issue there. But if you're not hurting anyone else, if you're not, encroaching on anyone else's rights or anything, then I don't see a problem with being exactly who you are. If you're a heterosexual, cisgendered man, more power to you. You're not any better or any less than a butch identified lesbian girl, or a gay transgender man. It's it's all like we're all different, and what I am, which is a heterosexual transgender man, is not going to the same as what you are. Even if we might have the same tendencies or the same interests or anything, you know, we are all different people. And there are even some complications in those labels, because I say I'm a heterosexual transgender man, but what I really consider myself is a man who's dating a woman and who generally finds females sexually attractive and doesn't often find males sexually attractive. That doesn't mean that I could never, love a man, because it's what's inside we're always told it's what's inside that counts. So why don't we practice that? If it's what's inside that counts, then everything on the outside doesn't matter, therefore gender is irrelevant. I don't know, that's just my personal take on that area of things. But getting back to what I was talking about, there seems to be this dissension against the female body and female identity, and I hate it. I mean, I know a lot of girls with short hair who wear boys' clothing, who are awesome, who are beautiful. Tomboys, I know a lot of feminine girls who are awesome and beautiful as well. And to use myself as an example, when I look at when I used to, or still when I even do, when I look at my body, I don't hate my body. I don't think breasts are ugly, or I want like breasts, right? I don't think I'm ugly. And I've never thought that, even when I've dressed as a girl. When I've dressed as a girl, I thought, hey, that's a hot girl. That's a pretty attractive woman. It wasn't me, though. I've never at any point in my life, well, actually, everyone hates their body at one point, but I've never, hated my body, and that's not why I transitioned. I didn't transition because I hated my body, or I hated my feminine body. I thought it was hot. I thought it was attractive, because feminine bodies are attractive. But it wasn't me. I'd look in the mirror and be like, hey, that's a really attractive girl. Who is that? There was this disconnect, and that's what gender dysphoria is, or that's what I feel it to be. What I'm ultimately getting at is that you should just put yourself wherever you want to on the gender spectrum, anywhere, regardless of sex, and you should wear your hair however you want to, wear whatever clothes you want to, hang out with whoever you want to. I can't even talk right now. And just generally have full control over your own body, because it's your body and it's your identity. And this shouldn't be limited by any sort of like preconceived conceptions of what a biological girl and what a biological boy does, because even those biological standards of girl and boy aren't exact. Because what about intersex people, right? What about transgender people? What about anyone who has ever felt who has ever been born one gender and feels like that gender, but then does these things that are considered the other gender, and is told by their parents you can't do that because you're a little girl or you're a little boy? That shouldn't matter, and we shouldn't make it matter, because what we're doing is limiting people. And by limiting people, we have a much sadder society than we could by just letting people be exactly who they are. So what I'm saying is, be exactly who you are, and you'll be wonderful, beautiful, talented. Who cares? There are no limitations, right? Just be who you are. End of story.